I have some super exciting news.
Do you got to tell us right now, or can we?
No, it's really cool. So I have an international family. My daughter Jordan just had her first baby, and it's a little boy, grandson, Otis Dean, which I think we talked about this name before. But yeah, he came. So check this out. His birthday, 3/23/23.
Nice.
Is that like the super cool birthday or what?
That is.
I know.
All right, so let's get ready. Scene. So you want to intro? You want to intro us? You want to say hi? This is
okay. I'm like, what's happening? I almost feel like I need to be on the other side because I don't think my brain's functioning on this side. Okay, hey, welcome. This is Tuesday Talk with Mike and Jama, and we are excited to have you here. We have a lot to talk about. Lots going on in the news and then the community and in life.
Yep.
It's expanding.
Right?
Yours
is.
Mine's expanding.
I'm expanding.
Oh, well, I am not. I'm not going to claim expansion. I'm going to claim shrinkage. So.
All right, so let's go with our first segment, the 411 and the 321.
Let's do it.
All right, so this week you missed out because we had this place called Wicked Pineapple come to the shop here. And so this is some information for our people on the Space Coast, but Wicked Pineapple did these acai bowls, I think, how you say it?
I think it's acai.
Acai. Okay.
Yes. It's a very fancy 4-letter word.
But it was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It was some type of stuff on the bottom with fruit and
stuff
granola.
And fruit.
I don't know what it was, but it was
that
awesome.
Sounds great. No, I was seriously bummed because I was on the Zoom for the brokerage meeting, and I couldn't believe, I was hoping it was going to be prior to the meeting starting, but of course, why would he do that? Because we were ready to bug out. So anyway, I was like seriously bummed because I was dying for that. It looked so good, and then you said how wonderful it was. I was like, great.
And I was worried because I wasn't going to eat it.
Oh, really?
I'm like, I don't eat this stuff. But they.
Are you a picky eater?
I am.
I am not.
But they gave it to me. I loved it. I didn't like the pineapple part because I'm not a pineapple person.
Oh.
I should have known by the Wicked Pineapple, but I could have got others.
Well, do they put pineapple on every single thing?
No. You can get whatever you want.
Oh, is it like a sundae? Like build your own sundae?
Kind of, but they have different ones. But I think you can ask for, take the pineapple out, put raspberries in or something. So anyway, if you're in Brevard County or on the Space Coast and you want some deliciousness in a bowl, go to Wicked Pineapple, and that is on 1296 A1A in Satellite Beach, or you can chase down their...
They have a food truck, right?
Have a food truck. So
you can have it for like events. Or like obviously we had a brokerage meeting and they handed at the end, fed you a great breakfast.
Yeah, it was
sounds wonderful.
It was.
But that's kind of neat too. So for events and things like that, I think you can get that truck to come out. Super great.
Yes.
I think I'm going to have to do a broker open or something and have them come out because I think it sounds great.
Recommended.
Yeah, especially the summertime.
All right, so moving on to the next episode. So, true, not true.
True, not true. One of our favorites. Okay, so in the real estate industry, here's the questions.
What's the question?
Do staged homes, I should say, let me ask it to you this way, a true or not true statement. Staged homes sell 3 times faster than unstaged homes. True or not true?
That is true.
That's correct. I have lots of experience in this. Have you staged a lot of properties?
I have not, but the ones that I have not staged have set. So
that's one way to say it. All right. Well, I actually, when I take a listing, I always market my properties based on the property itself and what is going to be needed to get the highest and best value. Yes. And a lot of times, sometimes they're occupied. So you can do, in fact, I have done this right now. If it's an occupied property, you can actually do a partial staging where the stager can come in and actually utilize some of the the items that they have in their home, rearrange them and get a fresh new look, maybe eliminate some of the things like we talked about, decluttering a little bit. But it's really great because they know their stuff. But also a vacant home. See, most people don't have vision. That's why we love going to model homes, right, that are decorated amazing.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to have this place. And it's because they had an amazing designer that made it look amazing. And then when you build the house or whatever, and it's like just the walls, and you're like, wait a minute, you got to see the vision of what it could be, right?
Right.
And so when people are coming through properties, a staged home really gives them that vision of what this property, how it could be utilized in the living and in and out and everything else. So really, I think excellent tool to get the top dollar and also to sell it quickly, because the eye buys and people are online shopping before they come to see it.
Yep.
And as we know, tons of people are migrating to Florida.
Yes.
And we just came out of a market where I met some of my buyers for the first time at the closing table because there was no way they could have flown down, looked at a property, put an offer in.
Right.
And get, because it was already under contract in an hour when it went live, right?
Right.
So, so that really helps people see what you can do with the property and definitely help sell it fast.
Awesome. Very detailed answer.
Sorry, that's me. Just have experience in that.
I'm just kidding. All right, so let me ask you one. If the feds raise the interest rate, does that mean that the mortgage interest rate raises?
No. In fact, it has nothing to do with it, which we think interest rate is this interest rate for everything. Our savings account, the mortgage loan account, the interest rates on loans, and it's not. They're completely separate things.
Yes.
In fact, I just woke up this morning and read FAR's report, and the interest rates have just dropped again. But yesterday I got an email from one of our local lenders where the feds raised rates, not mortgage rates, but the rates. They went up again.
So what's FAR?
Oh, FAR, sorry. Florida Association of Realtors. I hate it when people talk in acronyms and I don't know what they're talking.
I was military.
I apologize. I know there's a ton in the military. Yes. Anyway, so the answer to that is not true when they don't really connect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're on the next section of things that we should ask ourselves. So one of the things, what's that?
No, nothing. I didn't say anything. Okay. Nothing.
Okay. Well, you weren't asking yourself. Okay, so things that you should ask yourself. I would say one of the things that you should ask yourself, especially, I do with a lot of military buyers, is how long do I plan on staying in this home? Why do you think that you should ask yourself?
Listen, that I think is such an important question because, when you're buying a home, that's your asset. That's an asset to your portfolio of your wealth building portfolio, right? It is part of something. It's a tool to help you build wealth, maybe perhaps pass on a legacy, inheritance, whatnot. So knowing your lifestyle, knowing job transfers, military, maybe you're planning on staying there forever. Downsizing, whatever it is. Right. You've got kids getting ready to graduate. Yep. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that you purchase that property with something in mind like that. So why is it important? Let me give you an example. We just came out of a market where people are paying $50,000 over in a big bidding war over asking price, right? So that might be concerning to somebody who's in the military who might get orders in 9 months to move, because do you think they're going to get that much value if it appraised here and they paid a little bit over appraised value to get into the property that they loved? Do you think if they have to sell in 9 months, they're actually going to make money on that? No. Right? But if the same token, if somebody found this property, they're retiring here, they're not moving again, this is it, they found the perfect property in the perfect location, they're going to be there 10 years and they paid $20,000 over, do you think they'll lose it and lose equity in it or lose money in it when they sell it in 10 years? No. It will definitely rise up by then.
Right.
So you really do need to think about those things and what you're willing to pay for a property with that in mind.
There's so many things involved.
Right.
All right. So another question. Why do I want to buy or sell my home? Shouldn't you ask yourself that question? Why do I want to buy or sell? It's kind of a follow-up question to that because I have a friend that they thought about buying or selling. And I asked that question. Well, why do you want to sell your home? Mm-hmm. And they could not give me an answer.
Wow.
They just were tired of their home.
Okay. So what did you do?
Well, I said, well, that's up to you. I'll sell your home if you want. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, you really got to ask yourself, well, why do you want to sell? Do you want to sell because they're downsizing? Do you want to sell, and so I think it's interesting that they didn't ask that question to begin with.
Well, it is interesting. And sometimes people get caught up in the, maybe I should sell and make a lot of money on my house. Yeah. But then what are you going to do, right?
You're going to get interest rate.
Right. So I know for me, when I work with customers, like let's just say you have a spouse that passes away. I had a client, spouse passed away, and, the children were concerned that the father was moving too fast. They were concerned that he was making changes way too quick. But when he shared with me was he didn't want to stay in a home with memories, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to, that wasn't going to change, and he didn't want to go in a deep hole with those things. So he had a reason to move.
Yeah.
But I find too that when you know what that reason is, it makes it easier to make that change, because change is always hard. No matter, even if you have a good reason, it's hard.
It's hard.
But when you have something to focus on, because you know what it is that you want to move, it always makes it easier.
Awesome. Yes. So ask yourself the question.
Yeah.
So now we're moving on to morning motivation.
Yeah.
And because you put me in a down mood about talking about dying, but the
that was just an example. There's lots of reasons.
So tell us about your morning motivation.
Okay, so for anybody who's ever been trained by me, coached by me in the many years that I have done my Mary Kay business or in real estate, I do this once or twice a year. I read it myself because I love it. I cry every time. I'm not going to read it to you because it's long. However, I will post it. When this video gets posted, I will post the link for the whole thing so you can read it and have it. But it's called Are You a Duck or an Eagle? And the premise is ducks quack and complain, and eagles soar above it all. Okay. So it was written, it was an author and speaker, Harvey McKay. And it's about a cab driver. And, we'll just call it New York. There's 1 million cab drivers in New York, all yellow cab drivers. They all look the same. And basically everybody quacks and complains to each other. Maybe you've been in an office that's full of complainers or whatever. And, misery loves misery. So everybody just kind of quacks and complains. And who suffers? Well, the person that suffers, they're suffering, but they don't know it. But the people that suffer are the customers, right?
Yeah.
So this one cab driver heard this speech by a speaker. Anyway, long story short is it changed his whole outlook on everything. So he decided to make some changes. He decided to keep his cab super clean on the outside and on the inside. He decided to dress professionally, like sharp every time. Iron shirt, crisp top collar, whatever. Provided multiple beverages for his guests, and would give his guests his mission statement. Have you ever gotten into a cab and somebody told you their mission statement?
Not one time.
No, I mean, that would be like, you'd be like, whoa. Like, I'd be looking for the punked video. Am I on a, is something getting ready to happen? Anyway, so long story short, because he did all these things, people started to request him when they would go to certain airports. And then the next thing you know, he had so much business he couldn't handle it. So he would start getting some of his other cabbies that would do, and he would pass out business to them. And it just shows you that just because there's 1 million other people in the same industry or the same thing, you can stand out and you can have your bar set here and live in that realm, and positive changes happen towards that.
Yes.
So you almost have to, we always joke and say you have to dress for success. You have to plan for success. You have to think like success before success comes to you. It doesn't happen in the reverse.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was your morning motivation. And this is Mike and Jama on Tuesday Talk.
Yes, Tuesday Talk. So living in the 3-2-1.
Living in the 3-2-1. Y'all have a great day.